Let's play pinball.
What the f is up, guys? Sawcasm here, and today I have for you guys a very special treat. I got a nice little treat for you guys to munch on. No, it's not food. I don't know why I said you can munch on it, but you can. Your brain can munch on this video and process it, and then probably poop it out later in the form of a DNA bomb gameplay. So this video is the best DNA bomb class setups. I know a lot of you guys are asking me, yo, how do I get DNA bombs? What is the best class setup to use? And I know a lot of you guys want to get one so you could show your mom and she could hang it up on the refrigerator. Unfortunately, you can't hang up a DNA bomb on the refrigerator, but you know, you can still get a DNA bomb, and it's pretty cool to just get one. So the first class setup, I actually have it set up one class for each type of gun. So I have the assault rifles, SMGs, heavy weapons, shotguns, and sniper. One class for each of those divisions. First off, we have the assault rifles. In this class setup, I have the Bowtie 27. The variant isn't so important in this video because this goes for all the classes, because I don't have the best variants unlocked for all these guns. But if you do have a better variant, such as an elite obsidian steed or something, definitely go with that instead. But this is all I have unlocked, and it can still work. You know, pretty much any variant can work. Some of them better than others, but that's for a whole different video. So we have the Bowtie 27 with the attachment stock, foregrip, and extended mags. Now, a lot of these can kind of be interchanged between different weapons. You know, you could swap this out for a different assault rifle and get good results, but the extended mags in particular is huge for the Bowtie 27 specifically, because the Bowtie 27 gains fire rate over time. So the longer you're holding down the trigger, the faster it's going to start shooting. So you really want to be in that second part of the fire rate, you know, where it gets to the highest fire rate as possible for as long as possible. So with this gun, you want to do a lot of pre-firing and stuff like that, and this extra ammo in the clip with the extended mags definitely helps doing that. Now, lightweight. This is a very fast-paced game, probably the most fast-paced Call of Duty that we've ever had to date. And if you don't keep up with the flow, the pace of the game, then you're going to struggle. You know, you're going to get shot in the back a lot, you're going to get shot from the side, and just you're not going to be able to keep up with the other people who are jumping all around doing all this shenanigans. And the ARs are a little bit slow, so lightweight is good. But if you're playing people who are a little bit better, they're getting UAVs and stuff, you want to go with low profile. So I would switch it out for that. And the second perk, now this kind of goes hand in hand with what I just said, except peripherals is really good for seeing more of the map and just map presence overall. But if the enemy is getting score streaks, you do want to go with that blind eye just to kind of counter that. So you kind of want to adjust a little bit, but this is a really good base for if you're against like mediocre players or just players who aren't getting a lot of kill streaks. Now, the perk 3s always stay the same. You don't want to change those. Scavenger and toughness. These are a must when going for a DNA bomb. You know, it does change between some of the classes, but for the assault rifle classes, you don't want to touch these. Scavenger is 100% the most important, I would say, because yeah, you can pick up a secondary weapon, but a lot of times you're going to be picking up weapons with you know, crazy scopes on like an SMG. You're going to pick up an alien scope and a, you know, the alien rifle banana gun and stuff like that. Like, people put the worst class setups together. You can pick up their guns, and you want to early in the streak, but it's not always the most effective. Now, we have the Exo Overclock ability, which in my opinion is key to getting DNA bombs in this game. I would say that I use it on almost all my classes. It's so important. It helps me out in so many situations. Now, I noticed that people always use it, I don't want to say wrong, but I don't really agree with the way they use it. I notice people use it sometimes, then they just stand still and like shoot an enemy. They waste it. I like to use it as kind of a panic button. You know, it's good to escape if you're in a really sticky situation. You get out of there super quickly. That between the exo jump and, you know, since we don't have the exo jump silence on this game, on this class setup, the blast suppressor, we will show up on the radar when we do exo jump, but that's why I have the overclock, so you can kind of, if you are in a sticky situation and you want to be silent, you could use the overclock. So don't use it to get to places. I mean, you can, of course, it is versatile in that regard, but I like to use it more so as a panic button. Like, if you have to escape a situation, it's so good, and I think a lot of people don't use it correctly. But that's for a whole different video. Now, the score streaks, I'll get into those at the end of the video, but next up we have the SMGs. In this class setup, I have the ASM-1 Magnitude, which is actually an unlock. You get it from killing 300 enemies with the regular ASM-1. So even if you don't have a good maybe an elite ASM1 or something like that, like I don't, you can still use the magnitude, get very good results. You know, pretty much this class setup is similar, but a few tweaks here and there. Now, on the submachine gun class, I like to only use 2 attachments so that I could free up a perk 1 slot, and in this class I take the advanced rifling and the foregrip. This is pretty much my go-to attachment setup for most submachine guns, and like I said before, you could substitute this submachine gun for a different one and get pretty good results with the same class setup, but the ASM1 is definitely best in class. I would say the best gun in the game. And as far as perk 1, we have lightweight and low profile. I already went over why lightweight is so important. Low profile, I actually freed up a point from the attachments to pick up low profile. You don't really need 3 attachments with the submachine gun. Perk 2, same thing as before. We like peripherals. It's good if you're against enemies who are not getting a lot of kill streaks, and we already have low profile to cover the UAV. So perk 3, same thing, standard. The exo ability, same thing. Now for the heavy weapons. Personally, I like the melee or the banana gun as I call it for no particular reason, and this gun is probably the best in the game. The EP-M3, I believe it is also pretty good, but this gun turns you into a turtle. Okay, it really, like, you're gonna be crawling across the map if you don't have these 2 things. If you don't have perk 1 lightweight and you don't have the stock attachment, you're probably gonna have some trouble with this gun unless you're a super defensive player. But we're going for DNA bombs, boys. We're not trying to camp in the corner, because in this game that doesn't help. That's just gonna get you killed. So we want to be aggressive. We want to be able to be aggressive when we want to, and you can only do that with this class with lightweight and stock. You'll be able to get kills at the close to medium range when it's going to be a lot more difficult if you don't have the stock. You really can't maneuver like you would like. Now, on this class, you notice a change I made is I actually switched peripheral to blind eye. I kind of default to blind eye because with the other classes, you could kind of get away from certain things, like for example, a turret, relatively easy. You're a lot faster, mobile. You could jump away, you know, maybe with a couple jumps you get behind cover and just get away. But with this gun, since you're so slow, your movement speed is terrible, then it's a lot more difficult to escape and, you know, find cover. You can take off blind eye, that's fine, but personally I like to keep it on just as a safety net. Now we have the shotguns. The shotguns are all equally they're okay, but this isn't my go-to class setup for a DNA bomb. But if I was to use a shotgun class for a DNA bomb, I would definitely pick the TAC-19. In my opinion, it's just the most consistent. It has a decent range, you know, still not a very good range. I think all the shotguns need to be buffed, to be honest, but it does have a decent range, and with this class setup, it kind of makes it a little bit tolerable. So you want the advanced rifling, you want the laser sight. A lot of people don't like the laser sight. They like to aim in with the shotgun, but when you're getting so close and you're surprising enemies, that's not always an option to be accurate while aiming in. So you kind of just want the ability to, if you need to, just hip fire and, you know, get that quick kill. Now, the perk 2 is a little bit different in this class setup. You want the fast hands and gung-ho. Some people may debate this. There are times when I don't use this because the problem with this, you have to get used to. The TAC-19, you have to constantly reload. You know, it takes 6 bullets. There's 6 bullets in the clip without extended mags, and each time you shoot, I don't understand why, because I'm pretty sure this gun shoots out air, so why the heck would you have to reload air? But anyway, whatever. You're reloading, and each one, you have to reload each bullet individually. So you really want to, usually in other games, I would like to just use a sprint to cancel it. Right after I put in, if I only need 3 bullets, you know, I'll load up 3 bullets and then sprint and cancel it so I don't put in anymore. But with fast hands and gung-ho, you can't do that because you're actually able to reload while you move and stuff like that, or while you sprint. I've died plenty of times reloading while using fast hands, and that's why sometimes I take it off. I get a little bit frustrated for that reason, but if you can get used to it, it's definitely a lot better. Instead, you can, to cancel the reload, you can press YY to switch to your secondary and then switch back real quick, which will also cancel the reload even if you have fast hands. So that's a different option. Now the perk 3 toughness is up for debate. You can switch that out for blast suppressor if you'd like. I definitely do that sometimes. The toughness is really only there just kind of a safety net once again. You know, this one is definitely not necessary. In fact, I'd probably argue that the blast suppressor is better for this class, but toughness is not a bad choice even on a shotgun for when you do aim in and stuff like that against a submachine gun. Next and finally, before getting to the kill streaks, we do have the sniper class set up. Now you'll notice I do have the iron sights and the stock on this class, and other than that it's pretty straightforward. Now you can, if you're a good sniper or you enjoy sniping, you can take off the iron sights in stock, but in my opinion it's just, for me, it's just not good. I don't think the scope is good enough for this game. The maps are kind of laid out where you don't really need to aim in that far. You don't need a scope to zoom in that far. Like, I don't want to see up a person's nose, and sometimes, a lot of times in this game, you're up close, you know, in close quarters and stuff, and you don't want to be seeing up their nose. You don't want to see their boogers. I mean, that's good if you want to see the acne on their face. You really want to get close, but for the most part, that's really gonna hinder you more than help you. Like I said, unless you're a good sniper, if you love sniping, then go for it. But I would definitely recommend this class setup. The Moors, the quick bolt is probably the best option you could go for this. It shoots a little bit faster, a little bit more consistent, and yeah, so I like the iron sights in the stock because I'm not a good sniper, but like I said, if you are, you could take those off and, you know, slap on something else. And the lightweight and low profile, standard, went over this before. Peripherals, same thing, standard before. I took scavenger and blast suppressor. Now you notice I didn't take toughness with this class. This is because I don't like to be aimed in more than after I take a shot. You know, I like to take a shot with this weapon and that's it, then zoom out. I don't like to continue aiming in, because when you actually do put in another bullet, you know, it's not like you're not really getting any benefit of using toughness. So that's why I like the blast suppressor, really helps. Pretty much same thing with the shotgun, but the shotgun, the toughness, I feel like helps a little bit more against some machine gun users, whereas with the Moor sniper, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're up close against an SMG user, but with the shotguns you have to do that sometimes because the range is so minuscule. Finally, we have the kill streaks. Now, in every single class, I use the same 2 kill streaks because no other kill streak really helps you get the DNA bomb like these 2 do. So these are more of the gun, you know, gun on gun type of kill streaks that you want to use when you just want to get a lot of gun kills, because these are the things that will support you in getting those gun kills. The other things kind of are to get kills on their own, or you control them to get kills, but these kind of run in the background. They help you, assist you to get your kills. So first we have the UAV. The most important thing here is the threat detection. The other 2 are just the icing on the cake, and definitely they're really good, but the threat detection is huge, especially if you get into a lobby with people who do not use low profile, which is where you're probably going to get most of your DNA bombs. You know, you're probably not going to get a lot of DNA bombs against sweaty kids who are just camping in the corner with all stealth perks, but I do have a solution for that I will get into in a second. So yeah, you're probably going to be against bad kids who don't really use low profile. You know, even if they do, you could take off the UAV. There's really no point in running it, but I do have a solution to stop those kids. So the next kill streak we have is the disable equipment. Now this is your kind of try-hard buster. This is the one that's going to make the tryhards leave, because I don't know about you guys, if you've ever been hit with this disable equipment system hack, it is so annoying, especially with the extended times. If you add the 2 extended times, it lasts 30 seconds. So that's 30 seconds where the enemy cannot use their exosuit while you're still running around, you know, gunning them down. They can't see the UAV. Meanwhile, you can see the UAV still. So that's why also a lot of times I don't take the low profile, because the goal is to cycle through this UAV and system hack as much as possible. So you really want to have the system hack as much as possible up, so that even if the enemy has a UAV up, it's really not that big of a deal. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you did enjoy. I hope this video helped you. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see in a future video, any other tips and tricks. And by the way, I know this video, all this gameplay is on Xbox 360, but this definitely applies to every single system. You know, it's pretty much the same game throughout them with a few variations, but as far as the class setups, you want to go for the same thing no matter what system you're on. It's all going to be the same thing. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please leave a like rating or any comments and or a favorite. It would really help me out. If you aren't subscribed, then feel free to subscribe to keep up to date with my future videos. And as always, if you hated the video, be sure to dislike it, unsubscribe, leave a hateful comment, all that good shenanigans. Peace out.
Hidden ass bitch.